Thanks. There's lots of clinical trials available for breast cancer, from early clinical trials looking at how new treatments might possibly become beneficial to later phase clinical trials where drugs then get licensed for treatment. So there are clinical trials for nearly every setting for patients with breast cancer. Certainly in my practice that I set up 20 years ago at the Christie Hospital, my intention was to have a clinical trial for every patient to try and answer the questions relevant to the patients in that particular group. And pleased to say I was very successful in doing that. And we were perhaps the biggest recruiters to clinical trials for cancer drugs in breast cancer in Europe for quite a period of time. So participating in clinical trials is very important for patients. If you are interested in a clinical trial, just ask your doctor. If your doctor doesn't know about clinical trials, there are ways to access clinical trials on the internet or through cancer charities, research organizations within your country. And you should, if you feel that you want to take part, be able to do so. It is a right for everyone to have access to clinical trials. Clinical trials are very important because they're how new treatments are developed. I've been involved in clinical trials for over 20 years, and many patients have benefited from treatments within those trials before they become licensed drugs. So effectively, you're getting access to tomorrow's medicines today. That's a very good question. How long do trials last? They last as long as they need to last. So until the results are available to be able to say that the trial has either been successful or not successful. So trials are generally run on event rates. So a number of events need to happen in each arm of the treatment if it's a randomized trial to show whether the treatment's been effective or not. If it's a single arm trial, then you generally measure the outcome in that treatment alone. There's been so many breakthroughs in breast cancer that I could spend the whole day talking about breakthroughs in breast cancer. I'm pleased that I was very much involved in the development of two targeted therapies. So in the time that from when I started practicing in breast cancer medicine in 2001 to now, HER2 positive breast cancer has probably gone from being the worst breast cancer to being probably the best breast cancer that you can have because the treatments are so effective. So I was involved in the development of trastuzumab, Herceptin, Perjeta, TDM1, Kadcyla, and trastuzumab deruxtecan, as well as tucatinib. So there's a whole host of drugs, each of which has made a massive difference to how patients can have good quality life and hopefully survive if it's given early enough from their breast cancer.